Welcome to JSHeroes 2018. Okay, I will be honest. I did not have a single slot to rehearse this intro talk because last night at 2 a.m. we were sorting socks in the hallway. So this might be a bit shaky, but anyway, bear with me. I got this year the inglorious task of uh, in entertaining you before the proper speakers actually get to the stage and actually do the technical talks. So I'm here to talk a bit about JSHeroes, about this year's conference, to talk about our community and what we do here. And I want to start on a personal note. I want to talk a bit about what I think is the main reason why we do a conference, or why I personally like going to conferences, and why I also enjoy spending my time in organizing a conference. And I have a couple of good friends who actually told me at some point, and they repeatedly told me that like they don't understand why they should go to conferences, because you get to see technical talks which you can see online. You see, like, it doesn't really make sense to spend 2 days of your holiday, or to spend 2 days of your weekend to attend a conference, because everything is online now. All the resources, all the information is there. You don't learn much by going to conferences. But I think that going to conferences is not about learning. It's actually about interaction. It's about meeting the people who are behind the frameworks, meeting the people who are behind the languages and the technology that we are using. And this is what we try to facilitate as a conference, to gather everyone in the same room, to interact, to foster interaction and collaboration between people coming from all over the world, speakers coming from different continents, from halfway around the world, attendees coming from all over Europe. So that's, for me, that's the main reason why I go to conferences, and why I sort of like advocate towards going to conferences. Not because you're learning some hard things, but because you get your senses, let's say, your whole experience is enriched with all the great interaction that you can do at a conference. And our main theme for 2018 is "Real heroes don't have superpowers." This is something that came up during last year's conference, and what we want to emphasize here is that you don't need to be a rock star developer, a superstar, in order to be a hero, in order to actually help someone. Being a hero is something that all of us can do at any point, through any kind of interaction, through any kind of support that we give to someone, through mentoring, through coaching, through helping out on projects, whether it's open source or not. We strongly believe that everyone can be a hero, and that's the main goal, to show that the people who some of us think are actually the superheroes of our ecosystem are actually people like us. They have the same problems as we have, and we can just work together. We can actually do a lot of cool things together. And back now to my back to our mission as a conference. We are, when we started doing JSHeroes, which is not a long time ago, it's actually not even a year since we organized the first conference. We set up to do 3 things: to offer some sort of different event to the local community. We saw a lot of similar events happening here, which all had the same, let's say, characteristics. And we wanted to do things differently. We wanted to have a single track conference, because we strongly believe it's the best format that you can offer to attendees and to speakers. We wanted to bring a lot of speakers from the international community who are here for these days, who are here in Cluj and are here to interact and to talk with the community. And basically we want to say, okay, we are here in Cluj, we have a very nice, very friendly JavaScript community, and we want to put this on the map, right? We want to say, we want for someone coming from outside to say, yeah, that's a really cool city. They do a lot of fun stuff with JavaScript. And finally, we wanted to put all our efforts, everything that we do, everything that we put into the conference, we want to put this into, to basically put it back towards the community, to help the local ecosystem with this. And our model for community, for the conference is that it's a non-profit event. It was created by volunteers from the community. So not a single person that worked for making this happen got paid in any way or will get paid in any way. We are open and transparent. We put all the details publicly through Medium posts about how much money we need for the budget for the conference. We also have a transparency report at the end of each conference in which we show where did the money go, actually, the money that we got from the tickets and from the sponsors. And finally, speaking of sponsors, we think that a simple sponsoring package that doesn't include a company booth and doesn't bring anything from the realm of recruitment and sales into the conference is a better model, because it focuses on the companies that actually understand the mission, and the mission is that we grow together, and we center around the community all our efforts of growth. Last year was the first edition, as I mentioned. We had a lot of fun here. We still have the letters that we had a workshop for, and we manually actually crafted all those letters. And a few facts about last year. We had 450 attendees. This year we're expecting more than 600. We had 18 speakers. And this year, including the workshops, we have 29 people doing either workshops or speaking at the conference. And we see a very big increase in the interest for the conference. So we really like that, and we would like to thank you all for joining us today. One thing which for me was also important as a conclusion from 2017 was that we managed to form relationships, professional relationships between people. And we have 2 accounts of speakers or attendees that after JSHeroes worked together on some sort of open source projects. And that was really cool. That was something that really made us think that this is actually one of the main things that we can actually facilitate through this conference. Get people together so that they can form these kind of professional relationships and they can continue after the conference. So a few facts about this year compared to last year. Like I mentioned, 600 attendees coming from over 30 countries. I briefly counted. We have actually no idea how many countries we have here. 29 speakers who are coming from almost the edges of the world when we consider Europe. We have people coming from Australia, from India, from Pakistan, from United States, Canada, all over Europe. We really like to thank you all. We got 140 proposals during our call for paper session, which I think was 3 months. It was open for 3 months. And we had a very tough choice to pick about 11 or 12 out of those 140 proposals. That was a huge difference compared to last year. We are a group of 15 organizers who, like I said, dedicate their free time to make this happen. And it's roughly about 9 months of work. So, thank you. So it's 9 months of work, which actually, so the work actually started as soon as JSHeroes 2017 ended, which was in June. So yeah, hopefully this year we have at least 3 months of free time after this, hopefully. We have a few interesting programs running this year. We had as the same as last year diversity tickets, in which we offered the opportunity for someone to buy basically a 1+1 ticket, and then we offer that that ticket to someone from underrepresented groups. And we had a good bunch of diversity ticket bought this year. So thank you guys for everyone who bought that. We really appreciate it. And to let you know, as I don't have the exact number, but the exact number of tickets that were bought, we have the exact number of people here invited through those tickets. We also have a program called Adopt a JavaScripter. So we facilitate for people coming from outside Cluj. We help them find accommodation. It's sort of like a couch surfing program, but for geeks. And we hope that the pairs that were formed have some good time together, and hopefully we'll see some pictures on social media about the good times people had together during this program. One final note, or two final notes actually. We had a budget of around 18,000 euros for the whole conference, and approximately, this is again a very rough estimation, but it's definitely over 1,000 hours of volunteer work put behind this. A few things you can do, or we encourage you to do. First of all, we encourage you to join the Slack channel, where almost all of the speakers are there already. You can already start interacting with people there. We have different channels. We've seen a lot of activity there. I think there are almost 200 people by now on the Slack channel. And we will try to use the Slack channel also to help with other initiatives around the conference. I will briefly touch them a bit later. Then we use Slido for asking questions during the talks. So except for this one, I'm not going to answer any questions after this one. All the speakers that will join the stage will receive questions, on Slido. So you will be able to ask questions there, to upvote them, and at the end of the talk, the speaker will take the most voted questions and will answer them. So you just join. The website is sly.do, and hashtag JSHeroes it will lead you to the event page. We also have both the Slack and the Slido information on some printed papers in the hallway. So if you need to find them, you either search for them or you can ask one of the volunteers and they will direct you to the papers. Then we have a nice surprise. We have a special guest here today, Madalina, who will be our sketch artist for the event. She will do live sketches of all the talks, and you will actually be able to see at times the real time what she sketches on the side screens there. We're really grateful that she joins our event. As a fun fact, we got to meet her after we saw that she did the sketches for the 3rd edition of Eloquent JavaScript. So yeah, the JavaScript community sort of like brought us together. So yeah, you will see these sketches also on social media. We will try to share them as soon as they are ready. So if you like them, please retweet them, share them on whatever social media platform you use, because it's something that we would like to spread from the conference as a content. A few points about what we can do in the hallway, because you've seen maybe a lot of stuff here. We have a lost and found desk next to the registration. If you lose something, go there. If you found something, go there. It's easy. If you lost something in 2017, I think you can go there and probably the stuff is there. We have the farmost corner there is the refreshment area. How's it? Recharging, yeah. You will find there ice cream, water, and coffee. Then we have a few nice points, like a community point, where you can interact with members of all the communities that are partnering up with us for this event. And you have a bunch of stickers. From here on, the sticker starts. You probably noticed a bunch of stickers. Then we have the tech point, where we hope to get some interesting conversations spinning off on whether which framework is the best. Yeah, that always is a fun conversation to start. Then we have the open source point, and I want to focus on this a bit because we really want your attention on this. We have a bunch of open source projects. We have a bunch of people at JSHeroes who created amazing open source projects, who are core contributors or maintainers of projects, and we will offer. We added there a board which is called the open source job board. People that have open source projects will ask for help there. Maybe they need help maintaining a project, maybe they need help just with some contributions, some pull requests, or maybe they need help documenting the project. And whoever is interested in helping out, whoever is interested in maybe learning or making their first steps into open source, a lot of people will be there during the day and will help you out. We really wish to get something started here, to help these amazing people who dedicate their time to build these open source projects, to also have the possibility to gain something from attending the conference. Finally, we have so this one. We have the feedback corner, which is right next to the door. We have a bunch of envelopes on the wall with where you can send messages, feedback messages to the speakers. We encourage you to do that. And we have some boxes there. One box is for feedback for us, and another box is what we call the Santa box, in which we want you to imagine who would you like to see at JSHeroes in 2019. Then we have the memory point here on the left, where you can take a photo and goof around with a lot of props. And finally, the merchandise and giveaway area, which I think it's pretty clear. I will actually touch on a bit more now on the open source projects. Sorry, here, because I forgot to mention that. So we have a couple of projects, a couple of people here who will be there definitely and who would like to get some interaction on their projects. Yves is here with Code Sandbox. He will definitely, I'm not sure if he's here now. He will definitely want to get some interaction on Code Sandbox. Sebastian and Alex Chopin are here also, creators of Nuxt, and they want also to interact with people at the open source point. We have Ionuț from Let's Do It Romania. He's one of the non-managers of the program, and they have a very nice open source app written in React, that React Native, that is used by millions of volunteers around the world for the Let's Do It cleanup programs. And finally, we have us as the JSHeroes website. That's open source. It's on GitHub, and we really need help on that. If you wish to join and help with that, the whole everything, the website that you saw, the website that is still on for JSHeroes, everything is open source, and everything was built through tiny contributions from our members. And as a fun fact, for example, communities like the communities from Bucharest and Timișoara were asked to actually do pull requests to add their logos to the website. So we'll try to continue this trend, and maybe next year we'll ask the speakers to pull request their info once they get at the conference. Finally, one point on the merchandise. All the money that you donate there at the merchandise point, where you can get anything from t-shirts to bags to socks. Yeah, socks. That's the most important one. And from someone who wears unmatching socks, usually, I kindly advise you to try and mix maybe the socks, because you get a better effect on the long run. We have a couple of initiatives that we want to support with all the money that we get from that point. One is we want to start operating on a more frequent base Node School workshops in Cluj, where we teach people the basics of JavaScript. And the other one is we want to help open source projects through Open Collective. That is a platform through which you can donate money on a regular basis to certain open source projects that don't have a big company behind them that is sponsoring the effort. These are just two things. We have a bunch of other plans, like helping out people with scholarships for college. And if you have any ideas, you can also add them to the feedback box there. You can just come to me or come to anyone from the organizers team and say you have an idea of what we can support with the money that we get from the whole merchandise operation. Now, the thank you notes. Thank you, first of all, to these amazing 29 guys and girls who joined, like I said, from all over the world and are here with us today. So thank you, speakers. We want to thank you, our sponsors, the 10 companies that understood our mission, that wanted to be part of JSHeroes, and that helped us with, like I said, the same sponsoring package. So thank you, sponsors. Thank you to our partners who either helped us by supporting a speaker, supporting the travel costs for a speaker, which is really important for us, considering that everything runs on a tight budget. Thank you to the partners that supported us through things that we got for the whole way. Or finally, thank you for the partners who helped us promoting the event. So thank you, everyone. And the communities. We really got a lot of nice feedback from the communities. We saw a lot of people joining from different cities in Europe, and I think not only they are part of communities, and we got a bunch of cool initiatives together with them. So thank you, everyone coming from outside Cluj, and hope you have a good time here. And one more. Thank you to everyone who contributed to making this happen. Our 15 organizers at this point, everyone who helped at the registration in the morning, all the volunteers here, and everyone that made this happen, basically. Thank you. And now I have one final thing to mention. We started as Cluj JavaScripters. This is the local community here, and all of the people that are making this happen at the moment are indeed part of Cluj JavaScripters. But even from the first few months of the community, and even from before JSHeroes, we already had people in our community that were not from Cluj. We had a lot of speakers who came in Cluj at some point, speakers who came to JSHeroes 2017, and they basically, from that point on, they were part of our community. And at this point, we feel that the community grows a bit beyond our city. We are no longer tied to just a single city. We are truly an international community. So that being said, I would like to announce that starting today, Cluj JavaScripters is turning into the JSHeroes community, in order to reflect the fact that we are no longer tied to the city. We are actually an international community. And we want to have JSHeroes as an umbrella community on top of all the initiatives that we do with this amazing group of people that we have. And this includes the meetups that we do on a regular basis, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, in various parts of the city. This includes the conference that we have here, which we, as I promised to Paul, which we will definitely do for at least 10 editions. And then we will figure out what to do from there. But it's also about things like Node School and other educational initiatives that we want to tackle starting from this year. And also open source, like I mentioned, we really want to foster this open source collaboration. We really believe in the power of open source, and we want to give as much as we can to this whole movement. So that's pretty much all I had to say. This is what we want to transform into, if you want. And we want to welcome pretty much everyone that's willing to join the JSHeroes community, to welcome them as of today. Thank you.